Trey.
And this is the first episode of Probably Aliens podcast.
Probably Aliens podcast.
It's, it's probably aliens.
Probably, dude. All right, so this is our second attempt of the first episode.
The 61st attempt of the first episode. That is correct.
We're doing it remotely.
It's the only way to
Just
do it right now.
right now, yeah.
I'm doing it from my bathroom. You can't tell, but it's where I poop.
I'm doing it from my room. My bathroom's right there, but that's where I poop. So
Yeah. Starting the episode, the series off good.
yeah. So that's what I want to say. Ask a question while we're on the subject of poop. But what is up with anal probes, dude?
What's up with anal probes?
Yeah.
Um, I think that's a little bit of bullshit, a little bit of like truth to it, but maybe some bullshit.
How so?
Well, I feel like if aliens wanted to know about us, there's different ways they can do than go up our butt. But that's my whole
Okay.
take on that.
So
Uh,
get this, because I'm gonna do a whole lot of movie references here. But so I'm quoting back to Men in Black, the first one,
mhm.
1997, and he's like, what department of the government do you report to? He's like, none. They ask too many questions. He's like, who pays for all this? He's like, we own a couple patents, Velcro, liposuction. So what if, like back in the day, old Tommy doctor's like, yeah, something's wrong with your asshole. Let's look at it. And then we got an alien here. He's like, okay, I got a better way. Here you go. And anal probe. There you go. That's how colonoscopies were made.
Yeah, from anal probe. So basically, everything that's been like life saving colonoscopies and all that shit.
Probably aliens. Yeah.
Probably. Uh, yeah. So this is first episode of Probably Aliens podcast. Basically, so what's like the thesis of like this whole like what's the if you had to like put it like in just a short paragraph, what is this podcast about?
uh, let's see. Two pretty cool dudes talking about conspiracies, aliens, unnatural, supernatural, unexplained. Um,
Uninformed.
yeah, yeah, uninformed. Yeah, I was trying to think of more synonyms, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is like Trey said, we actually recorded an episode that you're never gonna hear. And it was actually pretty good, but I think we kind of got the kinks figured out by now. It's still not as good as it can be, but it's as good as we can get it right now.
hey, we gotta work our way up there, man.
Hey, you start at the bottom and then you just work your way up. Um, okay, so like I guess like the first since this is the pilot episode, I guess the big topic on this one is, are we alone?
Are we
If you want to
alone?
start.
Uh, Me personally, I don't think we're alone, and that's just because you gotta see the universe for what it is. It's infinite,
Yes.
infinite, dude. Like just ever expanding, still expanding as we're doing this. But you cannot tell me or not convince me. Who's that guy who changed my mind guy?
Change your
Uh,
mind, guy?
yeah, what's that? What's his guy's name?
I'm not sure you're talking about what.
The change my mind guy.
Is that like a meme or something?
Yeah. He's an actual
Oh, okay.
like dude who presents a theory, and then he's like changed my mind. But
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
the guy that's sitting like
yeah,
on the.
I know his name, but if I wasn't in view,
He has an
I would
actual
have thought of
name.
it.
Like he's.
Yeah, his actual name.
I guess he does.
His
Yeah, but
actual person. Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
crazy.
So you cannot convince me that we are alone in this universe just because of how big it is.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty big. It's crazy to think that like some people are kind of. I mean, I guess like if you would have asked if we were like reincarnated and you asked us our former selves like 150, 200 years ago, probably would have get a different answer. But I feel like the synopsis or not the some what am I trying to say here? The overall feel for aliens and just extraterrestrial beings. Um, a lot of people nowadays, like I feel like it's more like 80-20 as far as you know if
Oh
we're
yeah,
alone
definitely.
or not,
I mean,
for sure.
it might be more than that, honestly. Just think of the cultural impact on it, the movies, the video games, stickers. I mean, it's right on the level of
Did you
like
say
zombie.
stickers?
Yeah, stickers. Yeah, like just stickers, man. Um,
What do you mean when you say stickers?
stickers, like just stickers you slap on your car. It's like,
Oh, like
you know,
memorabilia, like merchandise?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry.
You went from like movies and like I can understand that you said stickers and like that's very detail like
stickers, man, just
yeah
to
like
show that you believe in aliens. But
so like
uh,
whenever you say like aliens you think like Men in Black and stickers. That's pretty much it.
yeah, yeah, stickers. Got to get that sticker on your bumper.
I will say like as far as stickers go, since we're on that subject, whoever created like the first like logo for an alien, like the kind of like the big head and like the big eyes,
Bulbous
it's actually
eyes, yeah.
yeah, it's actually part of our logo as far as the podcast goes. You can see it up if you're watching the video. It's that way. Anyways, whoever made that probably made a lot of money.
I'm sure, dude. But how? Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to ask that question. So, okay, let me back up first because I got 2 points. One, if we're not alone in the universe, that means someone has either seen it and sketched it out real fast, or and here it is. Here's the alien, green, big ass head, big bulbous eyes. And two, if we never seen an alien, who thought of that image of an alien?
Yeah.
Like, why go with that design?
Well, the typical alien is actually the Greys, which we'll talk about more. We're gonna do a whole alien race episode
I'm
sometime soon.
excited.
We'll get more detail of that. But the Grey is like your typical alien. Like you got your tall Greys and you got your short Greys. As far as like green aliens go, I think the first account for that was actually somewhere near where we live. If you've heard of the Kelly Hopkinsville encounter,
No, I don't
it's
think so.
actually so we live in Kentucky. Should we give out where we live or just say we live close?
Just close. I mean,
We
you
live.
never know who's listening.
Yeah, I mean, well, with this podcast, the FBI for sure, Men in Black. They already know where we're at though. But
Yeah.
anyways, there's a place in Kentucky called Hopkinsville, and it's off of Old Madisonville Road. It's pretty close to where we live, and basically, like this cabin, they like this just a short synopsis of what happened. This family got attacked by aliens, and they described them as short green creatures, and that's when you got the little green men kind of quote from them, and that's kind of what started that as far as like people. That's kind of like the first encounter of like a green alien.
Oh
But
wow.
of course, everyone knows the first official abduction was the Betty and Barney Hill abduction, which is pretty cool. We'll get into that as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking up this Kelly Hopkinsville encounter.
Hmm
1955.
hmm
Okay. I never knew, honestly.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
it's a pretty cool story. I don't know if it's like if it's true or not, but it feels it would be like a really good movie. It's one of those.
yeah.
But it's weird because
Um,
like in that like in that encounter, the aliens it kind of just felt like they were just fucking with people. Like they weren't really doing anything.
yeah, out for anything. They're like, hey, let's go fuck with these guys over here.
Yeah, I know. Like, hey, let's just go, bang on the door a little bit, like climb on the roof, fiddle faddle, and just scare the shit out of people.
I mean, they definitely. Okay, that's my next point is the term xenophobia. Uh, I know anyone who's anybody knows what a xenomorph is. The alien, Ridley Scott. Um, xenophobia, and people are terrified of aliens.
Yes.
But how, if no one's ever seen one, is that general phobia of coming in the night with the giant laser beam, scooping you up, taking you off to somewhere, or is it the general image of an alien?
I feel like with that, it has to do with when I think of it. I think when everyone thinks of aliens, especially with all these encounters that people happen, typically they happen at night. They happen when you are either sleeping or when you're outside and you're most vulnerable. So I feel like that And I guess people associate aliens like with like the darkness, like dark outside, dark inside. It happens at night, like I said. That in general is creepy, and like you don't hear about people being abducted, at 2 o'clock in
Broad
the
daylight.
afternoon. So
Yeah, right, right. Um, so hang on one second. The I lost my train of thought. Hold on, bear with me.
you're fine.
So with aliens, I think the general fear with anything in this universe is the unknown. You
Hmm.
know,
Absolutely.
just unknown. What's out there?
We don't know. We're not 100% sure about any of it.
Right. That's what we're here for, though. Find the truth,
Yep. Hold on, I'm trying
uncover
to
it.
fix the stream real quick for the video. I think I got it. Oh, maybe. Oh, I had it there for a second. Hold on. What happened? Uh, hold on now. Come on now, Zoom. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, but yeah, like the whole thing, like of just not knowing, and um, it is kind of it's creepy, man. It's just creepy. Overall, it's just like you said, like not knowing, and just the overall like fear factor as far as it being at nighttime and you're vulnerable and you're sleeping, and like it happens typically they sedate you to an extent, and like you just don't know what's going on. So it's fear, that's what it is. And
A lot of claims too deal with like memory loss, don't they?
oh yeah, memory loss always like plays into effect with aliens. um
But isn't that convenient? So you lost your memory after being abducted. So I mean, and then a lot of people will be like, well, we're skepticists. We don't believe that never happened to you. Go see a psychiatrist.
mm-hmm.
Go take some meds. But what actual real life it happened? You know,
Yeah, like,
I mean,
and
there's
then
been
like people think of like they like you brought up a good point whenever you say like go see like a psychiatrist or a therapist or something like that. um People will like get like in these like a psychosis, like therapists will put people under, and then they'll get like basically they'll just talk about their abduction and all that. It's just almost like repressed memories that they just tend to forget because it was so shocking, it was so dark, and it was so like just damaging to them, and to a point where that they cannot their mind cannot comprehend whatever happened to them, so
right,
they
right.
suppress those memories.
I'm sure. I mean, if I got abducted, I would know the first thing to do. You know,
Check your butt.
Check my butt. Yeah, yeah, probably the first thing. But I mean, I just couldn't imagine all these accounts, thousands and thousands of accounts
Oh yeah.
of alien UFO reportings, sightings, abductions. It's just it's mind blowing, honestly.
It really is. It's definitely taken over, and I feel like we're getting close to not the end of it, but we're getting close to like some really full disclosure sometime soon.
I hope so, man, because that Pentagon report was just shit,
Yeah, it was pretty
honestly.
shitty. Yeah,
So
they redacted like everything. Everything was redacted. It was like it's funny they bring that up. It's like redacted saw a redacted, and it was here's like the measurements. It was crossing radar redacted, and then flew over redacted Air Force base. It's like,
broke the
it's like,
sound barrier,
yeah,
flew
but
at a
the
17-degree angle.
the details are not there. The
Yeah,
details are not
no,
there. Details are
it was not.
huge. Well, that's what I think. Like when people like give out like their accounts and stuff, details are huge. Like as far like with all these abductions and stuff that we see, that's one thing that you never see. You never see any like pure-hearted like evidence. Like no one ever
Right.
brings stuff back with them. Microchips to an extent, like maybe like an implant, like an alien implant, which we'll get into that. That could be a topic sometime too.
True.
But there's never like you never hear of anybody bringing something back. Like if they were abducted and they saw something on the ship, you don't hear of them like taking it, like a tool that they used, or maybe like a book if an alien would read a book, which I don't
Yeah.
think they would. But
So other accounts also have like paralysis as a symptom. So they're just sitting there. I don't think they can move if they wanted to.
sleep paralysis is scary as shit too.
So I never had it though.
You've never had sleep paralysis?
I don't know what it's like though.
Well, I have a story to tell because
Okay.
my story, I've told you that I had an encounter, but it can also be sleep paralysis. Basically, I was 17 years old. I was in my bed, and I was just sleeping like normal. And then in the corner of the room, right beside the door, I saw this like blue like orb, and it was like floating like kind of very high up, like towards the ceiling. And then it came down, but it came down super slow, and my eyes follow it, but I couldn't move a muscle.
No.
And it just kind of started coming closer, and it got like right in front of me, and it just stood there for a second, and it just sat there, and it felt like it was sitting there for like an hour, but it really wasn't. It was just really slow. Well, then I guess I went to sleep or something, but when I woke up the next day, and this is like a true, like anybody, I was telling people about it when it happened. I was showing them stuff. Like I had claw marks on my chest and on my back.
Oh
And
man.
on the top of my back, it had felt like. Have you ever had like a carpet burn?
Yeah, yeah.
It felt like I had a carpet burn, like from the front of my back, and then on my forearms.
Dang. Did you have any animals or
No,
anything at all?
not at
Dang.
that time. No. And the only thing I could think of is if it was aliens, they put me in a paralysis and drug my fucking body through my hallway, which was carpet. Which I don't know how the hell that would happen. I don't know why they wouldn't just zap me somewhere, but it would freak me out. And there for a little bit, like for like a week, I would sleep with the light on. I was terrified. I couldn't even sleep in the dark. I was 17 years old and I couldn't sleep in the dark. But it freaked me out.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I'd be freaked out too, honestly. But okay, so what if it wasn't aliens? What if it was like a spirit or a malevolent spirit or a ghost?
It could be.
Could be.
I don't, and we'll get into that when because we're not just going to stick to aliens. We'll talk about ghosts and stuff too. But I'm the kind of person who I don't really believe in ghosts. Not like
Really?
I don't feel like dead people are ghosts.
Okay.
I feel like if anything, and I'll get more into it whenever we get on the paranormal, stuff. But I feel like just ghosts are just multi-dimensional beings that are just basically breaking the fourth wall, and then we can kind of see them for brief moments, or it could be like glitches in our own universe, since our
Kinda
universe
like
is expanding.
Kind of like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's a very good example. And if you haven't seen that movie, I
So
highly recommend
that's
it.
time travel essentially then.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say that like our future selves are not time traveling back to us and giving us
True.
little tidbits, or better yet, they're trying to hide themselves and like, oh shit, they saw me, but it's too late now. It's like you don't know.
No, you don't. And that's the mysteries of the universe, man. You just don't know. So back on the topic of UFOs, and are we alone? Yeah. So you were talking about I like how you went with Pentagon report and was like redacted, flew over. So all these people who's ever seen a UFO, it's either three things: they're going really slow at a standstill, or supersonic speed, breaking the barrier, then just disappear.
Absolutely.
But have you ever heard of the parallax effect?
The parallax effect. I have not. You have to tell me about that.
So the parallax effect, basically the best description I can give you is when something is in close view of you compared to far away, like how you're driving, let's say down a country road, and you see like a street sign. It goes by pretty quick, right? Because it's close, it's on the road. But say a tree or a bush way off in the distance, as soon as you pass that street sign, that bush is still going to be moving at the same speed because it's further away, right?
Yes.
So what if all these accounts people did not account for the parallax effect, and they're like, "Oh, it went so fast," but in reality, somehow, some way, they were going faster, and the UFO was either going slower or vice versa. The UFO was going fast, and they were going slower. But to break, let's say, break the sound barrier, say a UFO to break the sound barrier, and leave no evidence like the sonic boom that's supposed to be there, even whatever they are, chemtrails or just the residue, you know. So how can they travel that immense speed and none of that happened?
Well, I feel like with UFOs, I feel like if I was an extraterrestrial and I was already, I was I've mastered space flight, multi-dimensional and galactic travel. I feel like I wouldn't really look at stuff as speed as much as time. I feel like UFOs, if they're the technology that they have, I don't feel like they're talking about like speed in particular. I feel like they would be more involved with time, like kind of like black holes or vortexes or um, Doctor Strange shooting shit out of your hand. But they're
God.
not. I don't. I feel like it. Like trying to explain like speed to like an alien, they would be like, "That's not what that is. That's what you think it is, but it's really just you're just breaking time."
Yeah,
And but like you said, like when things could not be as fast as you think that they technically are. We do have radar capabilities, but that's very limited, and that's very, as far as their technology goes, that's very primitive. I mean, it's our technology is like caveman technology compared to an alien technology.
true, true. I see your point. Um, let's see. I want to talk about Project Blue Book.
Project Blue Book.
Project
Yeah,
Blue
I
Book.
mean, Project Blue Book actually. I don't know if we could do a whole thing on that. It is very interesting, but um, I mean, do you want to do like I've been talking for a minute. I'll let you talk about Project Blue Book, and I'll just get some
Okay,
insight.
yeah, no problem. So, for those of you who do not know, Project Blue Book is considered, I guess, one of the holy grails of ufology and ufologists. So it's a complete, real book that has detailed, and I mean detailed descriptions of aliens, um, weaponry, technology, just a whole plethora of information that supposedly went down between the U.S. government and aliens. So that's a little description of Blue Book.
Yeah, basically, Project Blue Book was a detailed, huge amount of um, research and a huge amount of documents, basically supplying with supplying the research and stuff. It was just over the course of like several years, and then I don't know how long it ran for. I feel like it ran for like a little while.
I think because I know for a fact Roswell, we'll bring up Roswell
You have
in
to.
1947.
Here, can you
So
scoot over just a little bit like that way?
yeah, yeah.
That
Sorry,
way I can get you on
I'm trying
camera
to
a little
get
bit. Yeah, you're
trying
good.
to
Sorry,
get
I know you
comfortable.
can't see on my end, but I just want to make sure you're in.
Yeah. So Roswell, 1947, that's first known record of alien contact. Then not almost 30 years later, this was 1980 something.
Mm-hmm.
So Project Blue Book just circulates around the conspiracy theorists, aliens theorists, all this, all the people who are wanting to learn about aliens, and somehow it just magically circulates.
Yeah, like the government actually was like looking into it. They were taking it very serious there for a little while. They wanted more information on this air, this air phenomena, and just all this, just different stuff. Like UFOs have always, especially like here in the last 20 years or so, since like you said, like since the 80s, we've been really taking UFOs very serious, and that's one thing as far as the government goes. They do and 100% believe in UFOs.
Yeah.
Do they
I
believe in
mean,
aliens? Not necessarily, and they're not going to come out and say it, not right now at least, but they 100% believe that UFOs are a thing and they are unidentified and they cannot explain them.
yeah. What was a new name for it? It wasn't UFO. What was it? It was
Oh, shit, they just changed it over the last few years because of
UAP, unidentified aerial
aerial
phenomenon.
phenomenon. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. Yeah,
Well, I think they
UAP.
changed it again though. I think they changed
Did
it
they?
just over the last few years. But it was like because I was reading an article like yesterday. They was talking about it, and it even mentioned in the article that like UFO is not a politically correct term anymore, so they use something else. But I think they were just like poking fun at the fact that they renamed it again. But yeah,
Probably.
unidentified aerial phenomenon. Um, and then like UFO, everybody just assumes that they're flying, but there's also like like water. There's like submerged
Oh, here we go with
objects.
the ocean. Here we
The
go.
USO, which is I mean, hell, the ocean is insane. If you think that scares me more, is because I feel like looked at space and we know more about space right now than we do our own ocean, and it's creepy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Thalassophobia is the fear of the deep sea. Like,
You know, a lot of like phobias and stuff.
it's just words I pick up on. I like to learn people's fears, you know.
It's
But
Trey, the Dr. Trey over there.
no, man. I know xenophobia and thalassophobia. That's about it. Arachnophobia, but everybody has arachnophobia here and there. But so I'm
Sexophobia,
glad.
is that one?
The what?
Sexophobia?
Nah, well, I don't know,
If you're
man.
afraid of sex?
I don't- um, so you brought up the oceans, which I like because another movie, great movie, is Pacific Rim. Now, I talked about this during our first episode, or attempt
This is the
first
first
episode.
episode. Shut up.
Attempted first episode. Okay, so I remember. Do you remember the statistic I gave you?
No.
Okay,
I never went
5%.
back and rewatched it because the audio was all jacked up.
5% of the ocean is accurately mapped,
I remember that now. You say that.
and 70% of the Earth is ocean.
That is ridiculous. So 5% is mapped, correct? Like so we know 5%
Accurately mapped. Yes.
accurately mapped.
Yeah.
And this goes back like how long have we been mapping our ocean?
Oh God, I have no idea, honestly. I mean,
We would suspect for a long time, hopefully.
you would suspect. I mean, but that's 5%, dude. But I get it, because both in space, I'll get to space in a minute, but you got the enormous pressure. You got the abyssal zone, which no light can reach down there. It's
That's
just
where
hard to
Atlantis is.
explore. Yeah, true, true. Well, we'll do an episode on that, but
Or Titanic or something, whatever.
yeah,
Something's down there.
Titanic's pretty far down. I forget how far, but
It's right beside the Loch Ness monster. Beside
Nessie.
Yeah, Nessie.
Nessie. So of course they're both dangerous. In space, no oxygen, die instantly down there at the ocean, and tremendous pressure, no sunlight whatsoever. I mean, at least in space, you got a giant ball of gas to light your way. But
If you're really down deep in the deep shit of the ocean, it's probably pretty damn dark. Like
yeah,
not a lot of light gets down there. That's why you have all these
dude.
weird ass creatures like washing up on shore and stuff because they're like kind of like nocturnal to an extent where they don't see a lot of sunlight because it's too damn dark.
Yeah, they get the big ass eyes. And have you ever seen pictures of like creatures pulled from the deep? Some are actually pretty.
With that, I've seen them, but I also I don't know if they're bullshit or if they're real because they look so freaky, and I feel like if they were real, then we would hear more about it.
True, but I mean, maybe it's the first time someone's actually seen them, like just a normal person with an iPhone. Yeah. They're like, oh shit, let me grab a picture real fast. Well, I mean, we could talk about sea monsters all day too, but
yeah, that would be a good one too.
I would actually. Okay, so back on space. So the actual observable universe that we can see and we have saw and mapped and whatever else, that's 4%.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4%. And I understand that
when you say 4% that's been mapped in space, that's going off of what we know about space, correct? That's
yes, the key word observable universe. So we can only see
space
so
could be infinite, but
It
we
is,
only know
it is
about
infinite.
we only know about from like X to X, and from
Yeah,
X to
true.
X,
Yeah.
we only know 4% of X to X,
Yes.
or we've
Yeah.
discovered, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I was just making sure because I was thinking, how would you, how would we be able to put like an actual percentage on it if we haven't discovered all of it yet? But
Yeah,
that makes
true.
sense.
And these may be totally inaccurate. These may be totally accurate. But as far as I know, any website that 5% of the ocean comes from worldwideboat.com. And then
Worldwideboat.com.
boat, yeah, that's what I got right now.
Some
Worldwide
sponsorship.
boat. um, that's the next prestige worldwide song.
Yeah. Well, if we get a sponsorship, we can just get Raid Shadow Legends, and then we're good to go, man. We don't need anything
Yeah,
else.
you see, Ninja got his own character there.
No, I don't like. I don't
Yeah.
follow Ninja or
I saw
Fortnite
a
on
YouTube
Twitch.
ad earlier, but so with the observable universe, number of stars, I think I googled it. It was like 100 trillion billion stars in this universe, but I'm not sure how accurate that is because you got to think. You look up at a star, that star's light is at literally light years away. That light that you're seeing in the night sky, that star, it is just now getting to your eyes.
Hmm.
That's that's how fast light
And
is. You
it's
close
more
your
than likely
eyes.
burn up by now. It's like
Yeah,
not.
it's
It
more
doesn't. It
likely done and
ceases to
exploded.
exist. We're just
Exactly.
now seeing it.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, just if you sit and try to think about how big the universe is, how many stars there are,
It blows my mind,
other,
dude.
yeah, it's just crazy.
You ever just
It
like
is
looked
absolutely
into the
crazy.
sky at night and just kind of like be like, "Holy shit, I am so small compared to everything else."
I did my I got a telescope one year for Christmas. It was back in middle school, I think. Dude, I was
It's a good
so
gift.
fucking it was a Christmas gift, yeah. But I was so fucking excited, dude. I sat out there for hours just looking at the moon, looking
So
at
cool, man.
so cool, dude. And it still is intriguing just because of how um just how wondrous it is. Like I can't even put it into words. It's just so mystic, mysterious. It's I'm
Unknowing. It's
unknowing,
very
dude. Like I'm running out of words to say, but
mysterious. It's dark. It's waiting to be explored. You know, it's
yeah.
like, and have we been to the moon? What do you?
Oh god, let's not let's not get into that.
I'm
Not
calling
yet, not
bullshit
yet.
on moon.
I mean,
China has with their new rover that they sent or whatever. They went sent it to the dark side of the moon back in like 2019 to like photograph pictures and stuff, which is pretty intense.
I think there's a conspiracy on that too.
On
I think
China?
it has to do with the Decepticons and Autobots. But
Oh yeah, the dark side of the moon. Terrible movie, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, the first one's the only one I like, but
Revenge of the Fallen is the worst, but anyways,
I didn't even make it past that, honestly.
it's like a
I stopped
4 hour
watching when Mark
shit fest.
Wahlberg joined the picture.
Yeah. Oh, I think everybody can agree that the fourth Transformers movie is the worst.
Hey, but they're aliens too, man. They're just different kind of aliens. They're robotic aliens.
Yep. Okay, so going like back on to you were saying just a second ago that that space basically we haven't explored it and all this other stuff. What do you when you think of space? Do you think of space as like okay, it's a straight line. It just goes one way and then just wraps back around and comes back around, or do you see it as like it's like this long, but it's like I guess what I'm trying to say is like, is it like just one solid line that just circles right back around, and like if you reach the the end of space, then you're gonna come back around where you started.
Uh, okay. I'm trying to picture. Like, are you talking like the Halo ring, like Xbox 360 Halo, the big ass Halo that just has a world on it?
I'm just talking about space in general. I'm just talking about like just our space. Like, what do you?
Yeah, I'm trying to like get a description going. Like, are you talking about just a big ass circle that goes around?
Yes.
No, I do not think so. Just because one, I mean, it. Okay, let me rephrase that. Okay, no, but I will be open minded to that, just because it's so big. You know, how big is a circle, or it may be a fucking square, but we
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, it's so big.
Yeah, I mean, space is ever expanding. It's as far as we know, it's infinite. You know, it's just, um, and then we're just a speck in it. So that, like I said, that's crazy. It blows my mind, and it makes me have nightmares sometimes. But
It
yeah,
is
space
scary,
is.
but
I feel like space is never expanding. So,
I mean, if dude, I would go to space in a heartbeat. I'll tell you that right now.
what
But
would
if
be
there's a
okay? So,
volunteer,
so so Elon Musk is wanting to send people to Mars. I think NASA wants to
yeah,
send people to Mars by like, what 2038 or something like
it's
that,
something
or
30 in the 30s. Yeah.
yeah. And then Elon Musk is like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it by 2028. I don't know if that's really what he is, but he's like, I'm gonna do it
No, I
sooner.
know. This dude is on a mission to. I
E-
mean,
Elon's crazy, dude. I think he's like a genius. He's like the Tesla of our time to an extent.
I'm pretty sure that's why he named his company Tesla. But
And why he named his
uh,
child some element name. I don't even know what the name is,
yeah, I
but
don't even know how to pronounce it. I saw it when it happened, but I was like, that's just. Oh yeah, he's a billionaire, so I guess he can do whatever he wants. But
like what I
um,
was getting on with like the Mars thing is the first people that go to Mars are just guinea pigs. So if we want to
basically,
colonize Mars, which is our closest, relative planet that is, that it can, I guess we could live there to an extent if we kind of change the atmosphere a little bit. But the first people that go, they might be fucked for all we know.
dude, you know what their plan is? What actual like news reporting to terraform Mars is? Dropping nukes
Nukes, yeah.
on the
Basically, you
surface. Yeah,
you have to heat it
but
up.
how human is that to go and leave our world? It's like, hey, let's fuck up another world. Let's
Yeah,
just drop nukes on there, man.
it's
Create our
very
own
human.
atmosphere.
And you know that they're gonna fucking the second that we start colonizing Mars, you know that America is gonna be the first one on it, and you're gonna charge like a tax to go live on Mars and shit.
Of course, man. Money, dude.
It's
That's
Mars
what makes
tax.
it Mars. Let me get my Mars dollar, man. I forgot.
Yeah, Mars
But
dollars
why? Okay, so question it. Why are we so fixated on Mars?
because it's the closest planet of ours that can inhabit life, and I guess. Well, and Mars is so similar to us, anyways. Like, if you really go into it, like the Mars theory, a lot of people think that Mars was at one time a lot like Earth, and then maybe like a very advanced civilization lived there, and they blew themselves up, pretty much. They went extinct. For all we know, it
Hmm.
could have had fucking dinosaurs. Dinosaurs got on spaceships, came to Earth, and then they got shipped on again, I guess. But
So what? Okay, so going back to your theory about our future selves coming, like Matthew McConaughey. So, what if Mars is just a parallel version of Earth, and what it's going to be like?
hmm, I've never really thought of that.
So,
Um,
what if Mars was once Earth, but then here we come, fucking blew it up. It's turned to shit. So we go to this third rock from the sun, cultivate that, and then this history repeats itself.
yeah, I mean that could definitely be a possibility. That so basically, if I can just break down what you're saying, um, basically Mars. Are you saying Mars was future humans?
Mars was past humans, like the
Okay.
ancient civilization you're talking about. What if that was us and we lived there?
Yes. And we came to this planet, our
Yep,
I guess ancestors, and then we had to start
yep,
all over. What you're saying?
yep, yep.
Okay. And then we left behind like clues, like pyramids.
Clues. There you go. I seen your eyes light up, dude. We're getting somewhere.
Yes. I'm hoping the stream's okay. It's really laggy right now, but it lost is if the audio is good, we'll just release it as audio for now. But yeah, so I see what you're doing there. So like we basically we were living on Mars. We fuck it up. We know we got to get out of here. We're smart enough to figure that out. We're smart enough to figure out that Earth, which is a planet right beside of us,
Yep,
is definitely. So whatever we're doing to Mars to try to go to Mars, we're gonna do to Earth back. Who knows how
yep,
long ago this
yep.
was? So we get all our shit. we basically send as many people as we can to go live on Earth. Or how about this? Aliens do that, and then either humans or aliens, and then they find humans living there, and they're like, "We got to teach you guys some shit. So this is how to build pyramids. These are how wheels work. This is this and that. Um,
Our whole history has
these are
been
miracles, and
yeah,
I'm Jesus
yeah.
Christ."
Our whole history has been written by aliens.
If you think about biblical stuff too, to an extent, like Moses spreading the Red Sea and like Jesus performing miracles and God talking to people, could that just be aliens talking to people, kind of telling people like, okay, this is what you need to do because you need to learn about this, and we're having to progress your intelligence and your civilization to an extent.
Yeah, I could possibly be, man. I mean, that's one of the greatest mysteries of all time is religion. Just I'm gonna put it there because we talked way too much about religion in our first attempt, but I'm just gonna
Yeah,
leave it there. That's the greatest mysteries there. But
it's a very good book.
yeah, yeah, you know,
I mean, it, I won't get too much into religion, I guess, because that's one thing that I we could talk about religion like its own episode. The only thing I really don't want to talk about on this podcast is like politics, because just politics is just bad for
yeah,
everybody.
politics
But
and
I
shit,
will,
dude. Yeah,
yeah, just fuck politics. But religion, yeah, like religion, you can just go back. There's the ancient alien religion theories and stuff like that, which we're going to discuss pretty much as we possibly can. If it strikes our interest, we're definitely going to discuss it. So.
anything really for as long as we can, as long as you guys keep listening and supporting and doing all that. But um,
Hopefully, I can get the laggy video fixed for next time.
well, we'll be sooner or later, we'll be at the stage we can actually sit side by side and talk and both be on camera. But
We already have the backdrop.
yeah, we already got the badge. I ordered some shit off Amazon, but okay, so back to the original question of all this: are we alone? That was the question, right?
Yes.
So now let me ask you: what if we are alone? What if there's no one else in the universe? No one else waiting to communicate, to come and see us, to be our salvation, our downfall? What if it's just us?
That or like the fact that like we might be the first. Like what if we're like what if what we're talking about, like all this stuff going on, time traveling and aliens and like going to a different planet, what if it's us, but we're just living in the past right now and we haven't done it yet?
Wait, what?
Like we're talking about time travel, like oh
Okay.
these are aliens time traveling, blah 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 blah. What if all
Yep.
that's just a bunch of bullshit, but we somehow get to the point where that's us? Like say like millions of years from now, we're visiting other planets and we're the aliens and we look like grays and we look like short and we're the ones doing all this stuff. And like in our head we're just thinking like that it's already happening, but it hasn't happened, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to happen. And if it does happen, it might start with us.
Man, you just
I went a
blew my
little
mind,
far.
dude.
But it is
Um,
it's a very like dark thought that like we are
it
alone.
is,
You know,
but
it's like
let me ponder your mind real fast because there's a book called Rare Earth. I skimmed through it just a little bit because I was ill prepared, so I was just trying to get some material. But so we are basically in a Goldilocks zone, is what they call it. It's not too cold, it's not too hot, just right,
perfect.
perfect. Yeah,
That's why it's called Goldilocks.
Goldilocks. Yeah, yeah. So we know there are other Goldilocks planets out there. Some have two suns, some that have their own atmosphere. What they call oh shit, what is the word? It's kind of like a copycat Earth, basically.
Like
They
Planet
say
X.
there's Planet X may be one of them,
Yeah.
but just
Earth 2.0.
Earth
The
2.0,
remix.
yeah, copycat Earths, basically is the term. But so how do we know that that's not housing anything else? How do we know that it is housing someone else? Um, but the biggest question is, like you said, it's scary thought. But what if we are the only beings in this universe?
Yeah, it's very like depressing because what's like the that almost makes you feel like, what's the point of us being here? We're
True. Yeah.
there's got to be
Exactly.
purpose for something. Nothing just comes out of thin air. There's a purpose for everything. Everything comes from something, if we believe at least what we know of and what we hope for. And then we also hope that we're living a purpose and we're just not here by accident, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what if like some bacteria on an asteroid struck Earth billions of years ago, and that bacteria formed our life billions of years later?
Yeah, it's called evolution, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, it's if we are alone and we truly are there's nothing else out there, it would it'd be very depressing and it'd be very kind of like all eyes on us. Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know?
But we, as Earth and humans, for millennia, dude, we thought as us as the center of the universe throughout time. We used to think that the sun revolved around the Earth.
We used to think it was round too, but somehow that changed.
It's just humans in general are very greedy, just greedy bunch. They just want, take. So I can see the explanation behind space exploration, trying to cultivate other planets, just because we cannot handle our own shit and fix our world. So we had to go and find a new one.
Yeah.
Like that's the start of every doomsday movie, apocalyptic movie ever.
Yeah,
You
and it
know,
almost makes you think like, why are we like so interested in colonizing Mars now? Like, does the government know something that we don't? Is
I
it like
believe
an
they do.
asteroid or
Yeah.
alien civilization on their way to destroy us now, and then they've got a
Government
warning
hide
message?
something? I don't think
That's
so. Not
they
our
wouldn't.
government.
Not our government, man.
Not our government.
That's for those
Um,
bougie governments in other places. That's not our government. They
um,
would never.
so before, okay, so this day and age, this might be one of my final topics, but so in this day and age with homophobia, um, politics, like you said, just the general masses,
Racism.
right? Yeah, racism, right wing, left wing, whatever you want to call it, just the discrimination, the separation, and the segregation of people. If aliens came peacefully, mind you, peacefully, air quotes, peacefully,
Hmm.
um, what do you think that would be like? If they came, they're like, hey, we come in peace. We don't want to fight. We're here to help you.
I feel like we're in right now, like what you just said, like all this stuff that's going on. There's different ideas going on. Like 50 years ago, if somebody came up and said, "I don't believe in the Bible," they would be like crucified to like
Stoned
mentally.
you to death. Like
Like
literally
hundreds of
stoned you
years
to death.
ago, they would take out people thinking that they were witches, like the Salem witch trials and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, just you go against the grain. Don't go against the grain. People are starting to do that now. We're like in an age of an enlightenment, and basically, an alien civilization could basically maybe uh, evolve us into a point where that we're more mind than body. You know what I mean? Like we're
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one thing that's like separate. If you think about humans, that's one thing that separates us from pretty much every single thing on this earth. Is that our mind, just the way that we're smarter than everything on this earth. Well, we might not act like it all the time, but we are. And what's basically like a plant's alive, but what separates like a plant and like a human or like an animal? Basically, we have like free thought. We can think. We our mind has developed to the point where that we can perceive things and we can like, you know what I mean? Like, so you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
say like plants are alive too,
True.
but they're
So
not out
basically,
there
what you're
building
saying,
civilizations and running for president.
right? So what I'm getting from your response is that it will open our minds that we are not the center of the universe. Like
Exactly.
this is not about us anymore.
It's not about us
There,
anymore. It's
yeah,
it's about we have to expand our subconscious and we have to. I feel like, and that can also, you can think about AI and technology of like uploading your mind to the cloud and that you can live forever essentially because your mind lives on. Our body that we're in is going to die eventually. It's going to
Yeah.
cease to
So kind of
exist.
like Alter Carbon. You ever seen that?
I have not.
Netflix Alter Carbon, dude. Just what you said is the premise of Alter Carbon.
Would you upload
So
your mind to the cloud?
yeah, you're basically RFD or RFD chip, whatever, back of your spine. You get a new body. Your
You live
mind's in
forever.
this little chip.
That's one
Boom, you
that
got a
we're
new body.
definitely going to discuss AI because AI is very fascinating. But
Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Alter Carbon. But
we've already spoiled what like Transformers and all a bunch of other shit, so it doesn't really matter. Pacific
okay,
Rim, I
so
think.
with that question I asked you, what do you think it would be like if aliens actually came? So I'm gonna bring this up again at District 9.
Hmm.
District 9, one of the greatest alien movies of all time, because it shows exactly what we know, that humans are a total piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you just watch the movie, you'll understand why, how these aliens came to Earth peacefully. They didn't even do anything. Their ship landed. We barged our way in there to find them. Like we didn't wait. They waited like I think 3 months or 3 years. I forget. It's been like a couple weeks since I watched it.
It's been three
But
weeks, yeah. But it's
yeah,
been 3 months or three.
yeah,
It's been 3 months or 3 years since I've seen. I don't remember, but
no, yeah. But it's just the whole reason I asked you that is because you watch that movie, you understand how bad humans actually are. Because
they're
one thing
terrible.
they want, they're terrible. They want their technology. They want everything they own. They to experiment on. I mean, it's just humans are shit
We're
basically.
very aggressive. We're an aggressive species. What other species like we don't even like we'll nuke each other. You know what I mean? Like we don't even we'll go to war with our own with ourselves with other humans. Like we don't give a shit about anything, man. We only care about ourselves. That's just how we are. We're very aggressive. We're and what if like you were saying, what if like aliens that's like a galactic thing. People talk about like there being like a galactic federation of like different aliens from different planets and stuff. What if that is like a thing that like that's an enlightened thing where it's basically they're non-threatening. It's all about peace. We're all working together to make this universe move on. And then we're the ones clogging the fucking hole by blasting ourselves and going to war and nuking our planet. Like this planet's beautiful and we're destroying it. We don't even care about our own planet. So
Yep.
why
I
would an
think
alien care about us or our planet if we don't give a shit about it?
so maybe there are some that actually want salvation for us. What if they see us as, okay, you see an ant on the ground, one of two things: you're gonna walk by or you're gonna fucking stomp on them.
You stomp on them
So
every time. You don't think about it. You're like, you know there's
uh,
an ant there, but it's like it's a fucking ant.
yeah, step on it, step on it. But
Exactly.
so okay, think of an alien as, say, you walking down the street and the human is an ant. You
Mm-hmm.
got two choices here: step on it, save it, or
Or
step
ignore it.
on it or save it,
Save it.
or
Yeah.
ignore it.
Or
Yeah,
you can ignore
basically.
it. Yeah. They don't mean
So
shit to
what?
you. They're monkeys living on a planet on a big ass rock.
Yeah.
You don't even know
Um,
You don't haven't even. You don't know. Space travel. What the hell's wrong with you? You can't get from. Can't get all the way to section 4.8742. What the hell's wrong with you, man? There's a really good dine-in over there. It's like got the best Italian restaurant. You would know.
the Galactic Space Italian restaurant.
The Galactic
So,
Space Italian restaurant.
so what if they're just curious? Okay, because there's a lot. I think we strayed a little bit off the path, but say going back to Roswell, there's tons of speculation that 2 years before the Roswell incident, we detonated one of the first nuclear bombs,
Absolutely.
and that supposedly drew the attention of aliens. So like, oh
USA
shit,
baby.
what's going
USA.
on over here?
Yeah.
Like, what if they're genuinely curious? Or it could be like Chicken Little. They're just on vacation, stop by to get some acorns, and then
Like these
just go home.
motherfuckers. Like they're just like cruising by, just checking on us, checking on
Yeah.
their black satellite that they have up there, and then they pick up like this nuclear explosion. Like these motherfuckers.
The nerve, the gall.
We taught you guys everything, and now you're just gonna blow shit up. You're gonna destroy yourselves, you idiots.
Yeah. So what if they really, like I said, genuinely curious, or what if they want to save us? Because in all these movies, comic books, one for one, Invincible. I don't know if you saw that or read the comic.
What is it?
Invincible.
Invincible. I have
It's
not.
Amazon Prime. It's an animated series, but way back in 2003, Robert Kirkman, The Walking Dead, created this comic. Um, Basically, I won't give anything away or spoil anything, but there are aliens who generally want to help, but for a cause. It's like, what? How is it benefiting them? You know?
Yeah, like, and you would hope that they would want to help. You would hope that they're not vicious and they're just not trying to take over, like the reptilians probably are. Um, but you would hope that they're there for peace. And like I said, like you would hope that that's the hope, because if they can get to our planet and they have all this technology that there's not going to be an alien that hits this planet that's not more advanced than us. They're going to open the fucking doors and cavemen and dinosaurs are going to come out waving a piece of wood or some shit, a stick. Yeah. It's not
But
going
you
to
got to
happen.
think how if they are, say that's the whole thing. If they are out there, they are light years away.
And light
Light
years more
years.
advanced.
Yes, that's the thing. They come back, they're like, look at these fucking monkeys, man. It's like Frieza fighting Goku for the first time, you know?
Yeah.
This stupid Saiyan monkey. Like, they would see us very primitive. Like you said before, very primitive, caveman, dinosaurs, you know, whatever. But
emphasis on
I mean, yeah, dude. They're light years away. That means they are light years ahead of us, like you said. So how can you not see that human as an ant and be like, this is pathetic?
yeah,
Stomp
like
on it.
stomp on it. Yeah. But I feel like if you're gonna do that, it's gonna be all for nothing. Why would you come all the way to Earth if, for one, you're gonna hide yourself, and for two, you're gonna slowly destroy our planet? What are you gonna gain from that? Because if you destroy our planet, you're not gonna be able to live on it.
No, true. Maybe just natural resources, man.
Yeah, there was
Maybe
like a thing with like ancient aliens that they said that like the Anunnaki was like really obsessed with like gold, and that like there was like gold on this planet was like something that they like went for. Like they came to Earth specifically for gold, and
yeah.
but like gold means absolutely fucking nothing. I feel like it's just mostly for show. I mean, are there health benefits for gold? I'm sure there maybe are. But there could be, and we wouldn't know because we haven't had the technology to know yet.
Yeah.
And they might know
Well,
something we don't.
One of my favorite lines from Toy Story is when Buzz Lightyear gets on the bed and everybody meets him all this, and he's like, have you discovered crystallic fusion, or do you still use fossil fuels? Like,
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny.
so again, going to the primitive side, man, we still use fossil fuels. We've acknowledged the fact of like solar energy, but it's not there as how it should be, you know?
Yeah.
We
Well,
got
like-
we got a free fucking energy source in the sky, and we're gonna deplete our land, our earth of natural resources.
Yeah. I mean, humans are stupid, dude. Like, we're just really dumb. Like, we're fucking dumb.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's about it. That's about it.
So
Humans, you know. Why
synopsis-
can't we be born aliens?
Yeah, I know, right? So, okay, so we'll just go back to, we'll wrap it up, because we're almost at an hour. So, are we alone?
At this point in time, yes, we are.
I was
But do I
about
think-
to say the exact same thing, actually. I thought I was going to catch you off guard by saying, technically we are.
Technically, we are, according to reports, all this and that. But for me, there is something out there yet to be seen
Or covered up.
or covered up.
And we're uncovering that cover on this podcast. I swear to God, man, we're gonna
Do it.
we're not ending
To
this
the moon.
podcast. The second aliens just come out, podcast is over. There's nothing to talk about. Fuck it.
Look, I actually got an alien back here. He's on the boom mic.
Yeah.
And he's like,
The
"It's good,
second
man.
aliens are they come out and say that aliens exist and stuff. Then this podcast turns into a political podcast where we talk shit about the aliens and how they're fucking up the government
This time tonight on Alien Battle.
on alien battle. You
So-
know the Quagar, the fucking alien president, just bullshitting on Mars and like won't even send us any.
Arnett's
stuff.
contender from Omicron Persei 8. So I'm gonna finish off with another quote from Men in Black, because I think back then they hit the nail on the head with aliens and humans and how our government is covering all this shit up. Tommy Lee Jones, he says, actually, Will Smith asked the question. He's like, why all the secrecy? Why hide it? People can handle it. Tommy Lee Jones says, a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky animals, and you know it.
Yeah.
Like you said, this goes with everything that we have talked about and what you said of enlightenment, man. A person is smart, but people are dumb.
Yeah, that almost just really quick before we leave. It also like goes into like I feel like we haven't reached like our mind is like very very complex and we haven't like figured out how to reach that part that like to go into that extra dimension to kind of like to use all of our mind. Like we don't use like what's the statistic for that? We only use X amount of our brain.
Oh, dude, 10%.
That's
10% is yeah. That's
So,
like Bradley Cooper and Scarlett Johansson. But
what?
yeah.
Is that another movie quote?
Bradley Cooper, Limitless, and then Scarlett Johansson.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if we can use more of our brain. What if aliens are using like 100%, and then that's why that they're just fucking floating everywhere and shit? What if like our brain is actually the biggest tool? I mean, we know it's the biggest tool that we have, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, so long story short, are we alone? For now, yes. In the future, who knows?
It's a mystery.
It's definitely a mystery. But really quick before we do go, what are the plans for this podcast?
You said, what are the plans for this podcast?
Yes.
To go as long as we can, be as interesting as we can, and to uncover the truth.
Yes. No one else has done it. We're doing it now. All these years, people have just been bullshitting with the truth, and you're going to hear it from us. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, we're going to go every episode, and we're going to go... This will be the the only episode where we go, like, on, like, just a basic thing. All the other episodes, we're going specific details about what we're talking about.
I think a lot of this episode was word vomit, but...
yeah, pretty much. It's the pilot, so it's okay. But yeah, like, we're just going to go into more detail. I might have a guest lined up for the next one. I don't know yet.
Okay.
We'll maybe get some guests in here. Maybe some people that are actually know more than us. Maybe
know what they're talking about.
yeah. Let's see. Maybe who knows? But yeah, it's just fun. We're gonna try to do this as often as we can, and we're gonna try to really. I'm definitely coming more prepared for the next one. This one just knew we were just gonna be going off on a tangent on different stuff.
Yeah. I use it as a pilot, you got to start somewhere. But
then eventually, I want to have people pick out what we talk about, like on the next episode. Like we'll take suggestions eventually. But
that is, I'm glad you brought that up. So you can follow us on Twitter at Podcast Aliens, and if you want to write to us or email, it's probably alienspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, send like if you want, send us even like your accounts or your stories, and we'll read them on the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
If you have like a UFO encounter or a paranormal encounter or a Bigfoot encounter, or you just thought you saw something, or you were witnessed or was a part of something, please give us a descriptive something to tell on here.
Dude, it could be a fucking goldfish that was flushed in the sewer, and now he's 6-armed man eater.
Now he's talking like American Dad.
Yeah.
Like
so again, that's follow us at Twitter at Podcast Aliens. Send us email, probably alienspodcast@gmail.com, and follow us on Facebook, probably Aliens Podcast.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the Facebook. Okay, that's it. Probably Aliens Podcast, guys. That's it right there for picture.
There it is.
If you're watching this, if you're just listening, you can't hear that. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you guys. Thank you all for listening or watching, and we'll see you next time. My name's Jordan.
My name's Trey. I was about to say we need an outro, but we'll get there. An outro?
You sure about that? I think I have an outro, buddy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.